to, which will be Sydney, Australia. Pop quiz, is Sydney the capital of Australia? No. Is it the largest city in Australia? Yes and no, because you have Melbourne, which is as of 2022, which is the largest city. So Sydney is a good number 2. PM. A new thing that we will be having in Sydney this time. I know that you guys already know whether we are docked or we are tendering, you know the difference. But did you know that in Sydney we're doing both? First, in the morning, we will be tendering, and then in the afternoon, we will be docked when another cruise ship leaves the overseas cruise ship terminal, then Serenade will come and dock. So meaning, if you leave the ship early in the morning, you'll be taking a tender from the ship, and if you come back after 3 p.m., you will be walking on board the ship. I added a little map here for you, so that you can see the ports that we are talking about. We will be going to first stop will be Sydney right over here. Canberra is the capital, and here you have the other big city you have in Melbourne. So when we are leaving Sydney, we will go up north, we will go to Newcastle, all the way up to Brisbane, which will be the final end of this cruise agenda for March. So let me walk you through the tendering process and the docking process. You see that I have numbered all the stops here. So number 1 will be where Serenade will be anchored until about 2 p.m. After 2 p.m., Serenade will move to the overseas cruise ship terminal. If you would like to take a picture of this and remember for later, please go ahead and do so. So first, tendered from Anchorage, the number 1. There are 2 places that the tender boat will go this day. If you have a shore excursion with us, you will go to the Tropical Theatre where we are now, and then we will take you with the tender underneath the bridge to number 3, which is the St. Ives Wharf. This is where they have a nice big parking lot, and our shore excursions will be the tour guides and the tour operators. If you are doing your own thing this day, you will be tendered to a different place. You will go from Serenade and you will go down to the Sydney Opera House. Here you have the Man of War steps, and this is where you will be dropped off, and then you walk into town and you do whatever you want to do. From number 2 to number 3, it's about a 25-minute walk. So if you are doing a short excursion, please follow the instructions on your tour ticket. And don't take the tender ashore on your own, because you will have to do the walk on your own. I also included another map so that you can see how it looks like in real life. Nice. Again, Serenade will be tendered over here. This is where St. Ives steps are and where the shore excursion tenders will be going to. After 3 p.m., we will be UNESCO Cockatoo Island. And here, maybe you will recognize from the map, this is what we were just talking about at the Circular Quays in downtown Sydney. You have the Cockatoo Island, which is about a 25 to 40 minutes ferry ride, depending a little bit on the ferry schedule, which ferry you're using, which goes over to this old prison island. This is actually the Alcatraz of Australia. What to do in Sydney is, of course, to climb the harbour bridge. So when you come in with the tender, which will be here at the bottom, you will walk all the way up to the Sydney Bridge, and this one is 5,000 feet tall. So it's quite a walk up on the bridge, and it's an adventure you will like for sure. Keep in mind that it has to have a certain fitness level to it if you want to do this climb, but if you're in Sydney just for one time in your life, this is Opera House and Bondi Beach, where you will have a guided walk inside the Opera House. Keep in mind that inside the Opera House there is about 200 steps, and it's unfortunately not wheelchair accessible, but you will have a very nice guided walk to see the architecture on the inside of the Opera House itself. You will also have a sightseeing tour around in Sydney before Paradise, as they call it. For those that like sightseeing tours and sightseeing tour, we have a photo stop at the Bondi Beach. Here in the picture, we are seeing Victoria Building, which is famous in downtown Sydney. So you will be driving around with your eligible tour guide and see day ticket valid. So you will go ashore, you will catch your hop on hop off bus, and it has 2 different routes. You have the red line, and that is in downtown Sydney, and you have the blue line, In between the buses, it's about 45 minutes to an hour, so keep that in mind when you are hopping off the bus. So this is a great way to see Sydney and Bondi Beach on your own, where you will have the headsets.
I'm Ananda, and we're going to be talking about Newcastle a little bit for you guys. So the next day after Sydney, we're going to be in Newcastle. We're going to be docked on this port, so we're going to arrive around 8 a.m. and our all aboard is 5:30 p.m. So make sure that you plan your day accordingly. I would say this is one of the most popular ports that I have for this call. Almost all my tours are sold, so sorry for that. Newcastle, a lot of business there. So back in history, this port of call helped Australia to grow a lot. To be honest, they don't have a terminal building; it's a cargo area. So we're gonna have a shuttle bus. I'll show you on the next picture over here. So we will have a shuttle bus that's gonna drive you to the exit from this port. They're gonna drop you off in front of Newcastle Museum. So the break between one bus to another one should be around 30 minutes, and the ride should be around 10 to 15 minutes. So let me show you here on my clicker. On this first picture, that's the area where they're gonna drop you off. Right there in Port Stephens. It's around 1 hour and a half drive away from us. We still have a few tours that takes you to that city. So I have the Port Stephens on your own. So you should take around 1 hour drive depending on the traffic to arrive over there. And this tour offers you the opportunity to have a free time. 3 hours and 45 minutes on your own. And once you arrive on Port Stephens, you can do your own choice what you would like to do with your own time. If you want to go to the beach, if you want to visit some museums, they have beautiful parks that you can walk around as well. For those who love adventure and know how to surf, it's a great place to do that. The tour that I have is the Newcastle sites. Until last night, I still have few seats available for this tour. I'm not pretty sure if we're gonna have it still this morning, but we can always double check. This tour is very popular. It's kind of leisure time. You have a lot of leisure time on this tour. The difference between Port Stephens on your own and Newcastle sites is the areas where you visit. So this tour, they're gonna take you to the Newcastle Museum, where you're gonna have a time on your own. Our next option is the Port Stephens, Nelson Bay and Dolphins. This tour also take you to Port Stephens, where you have around 1 hour 15 minutes on your own. But before this free time on Port Stephens,
you do not feel it?
Yeah.
No, oh my God, you're doing amazing then. Welcome to Brisbane, Australia. This is going to be our last stop for this cruise. We will have a turnaround day. Brisbane is the capital city of the Sunshine State of Queensland, and it's also a state of historic and cultural capital, seat of government and a major seaport. Brisbane is one of Australia's fastest growing cities and one of the most diverse destinations. It has approximately more than 2 million citizens living over here. So, do you know the sweet cake, which is covered with chocolate around and then dipped in coconuts? Has anyone ever tried it before?
It's not a coconut Twinkie.
No? Well,
Yes.
it's one of the significant desserts that they offer actually here in Brisbane, and that its origin is from Brisbane. And its name is Lamington.
Oh.
Have you heard of
Lamington.
it?
No.
In Brisbane, Australia, we will be docked at 7 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. We will be at the International Brisbane Cruise Ship Terminal. In regards to the terminal, the downtown is approximately 30 to 40 minutes driving time. Okay, they do not take US dollars. The official currency is Australian dollars. The cost of the taxis for those guys that are going to the airport by themselves, just keep in mind of it, is approximately 50 to 60 Australian
That's not too
dollars.
bad,
And as
actually.
I said, all on board time will be for. It's a very leisurely tour. It is a 1.5 hour driving time to the Gold Coast as itself. Go the Australia Zoo Express. Have you heard about the TV show The Crocodile Hunter from Steve Irwin?
Mm.
Yes. So this is So let's say that was a household name all around the world, and then his widow, Terry Irwin, is actually managing the zoo as itself. You can see exhibitions, you can see wildlife. If you're staying back on the ship for our next cruise and you just want to have a shuttle to the downtown, we do offer a Brisbane shuttle service. It is $20 per person. It takes you to Anzac Square, which is located on Ann Street between Creek and Edward. The shuttle runs every 30 to 45 minutes, more or less, depending on the traffic. First bus is at 8 a.m., last bus is at 4 p.m. I never recommend you to wait for the last bus because keep in mind that if many people do that, it can be very, very crowded. So please, if you choose this, plan your day accordingly. And very important as well, if you do not book it on board, we will be doing sales as well in the terminal building. A flight after your cruise, you're leaving in Brisbane. This is the tour for you. The Brisbane city sites in Wahconah are a museum with airport drop-off. Keep in mind that your flight needs to be after 4 p.m. and then if that is the case, this is a perfect tour for you. You board a comfortable coach.